Hello, beautiful. Welcome to Returning to Light with Julia Treat. That's me, your host for today's podcast. Welcome if you're new to my channel, and welcome back for those that have been following me over the past weeks, months, years, whatever the case may be. I started this podcast in 2015. I'm blown away that it's been 10 years, and the things that I have learned the past 5 years, even in the past 5 weeks, 5 months, still blow me away. Things that I just didn't realize was happening. And I am going to share lots of epiphanies and aha moments and things that I was duped about, and perhaps you might have been. But today, my podcast is dedicated to those of you who are going through the scare of the lump in the breast, the diagnosis of a very scary situation, because I have recently experienced that myself. Over the past few years, when the C-19 jabs started and all this, if you haven't followed me for a while, or you don't know this, I was literally praying for a miracle for everyone, whether you got the jabs or you didn't. And I just hear me out, because I have to share what I get makes sense for me and maybe many other people, but I do trust what I get. And what happened for me, 5 years ago, I think it's 6 years now, 2019, and what happened just 1 month ago with this recent, I would say scare, I'm using air quotes, scare for most people. This is all, it all made sense for me. So if you haven't heard me talk about it, in 2019, when the jabs came out, number one, I am not a jabberoo. I never will be. I have never resonated with mainstream medical anything. I know that my body does not react well to that. My body needs other things. And I'm going to tell you in a moment, in a little bit, how, what impact this had a month ago. Today's been 1 month when I found a lump in my breast. Okay, this is right after learning a few friends of mine also had lumps in their breasts. And they took on other avenues, but I'm going to share, what I did to get rid of this lump. But I have to go back, because I've been reflecting a lot. I told Mike the other day, my guy for almost 20 years, I said, I'm always, everything shows up for me right before I need it. It just shows up, it's already in place, and then something else shows up that I go, oh, thank God this was here. That's literally how my life has worked. So I know that I've always been watched over. I'm not saying everyone isn't watched over. I just know that I've always been watched over. This is coming, because this is the next thing that's going to happen for you. So when the COVID, which I call it because it is a con, okay? Everyone go get the things, because you're going to get sick if you don't, and now everyone's fucking sick. Okay? Take that into account. When I was literally praying, I'm not saying from a religious standpoint, because I am not religious in any way, shape, or form. Make sure that's certain. That we need help. We need something. I knew everyone would need something. Everyone that got the shots, everyone that didn't, I knew we needed something. And I didn't even understand the, how this was going to impact humanity. I didn't even understand how big this would be well, I guess I did. Maybe I did. I'm sitting there thinking, maybe I did. Maybe I did realize, oh shit, this is bad. Anywho, a year after I was putting that out there, I saw a young lady speaking on a video about ASEA. This is not an ASEA video, by the way. All right, I'm just telling you, you got to hear out how this all happened for me, the steps that had to take place for me finding a lump in my breast that honestly was the size of two 50-cent point. If you take two 50-cent pieces, put them together like an oval, if you overlap them just halfway, that's how big it was when I found it. I'm going to get to that. because I knew a week before I found it that I was going to find a lump in my breast. This is my intuition. This is how it works. Call it a premonition, call it intuitive hit. It doesn't matter. I knew I was going to find a lump a week before I found it. But dialing it back, when I was praying for help, the ASEA came into play. You know, things went on. Everybody's getting shots, and my brother passes away. My dad passes away 3 weeks later, and my brother was much younger than me, a few years. And then I'm left with my mother, who is a basket case, of course, and has had all of her shots and is now exhibiting massive dementia. And I'm thinking, oh shit. Like she's in Kansas, I'm in Pennsylvania. I have a life in Pennsylvania. You know, Michael and I have grandkids. I'm a stepmom. I didn't have children, but you know, I'm connected to these grandchildren. So after my brother and my dad passed, I am then literally not making, I didn't force her. I said, Mom, you are exhibiting signs of dementia. And by the way, her Lyme disease had resurfaced after 20-something years, which is connected to parasites. And we're going to get to that in another podcast, because I have a lot of information about that now, even more than before. But I said, look, you're going to drink this stuff. You're going to drink it for like 8 months. She was drinking it. I said, just keep drinking it, Mom. Keep drinking the ASEA, because it's going to help your body repair. So she starts improving a little. She does. It's gradual repair, response. Just things are getting better. And I'm traveling to see her from Pennsylvania to Kansas every month for, right now, I think we're at 14, like almost 18 months, I think, 19 months. I've gone every month to hang out with my mom and be with her. You know, fortunately, like I said, everything shows up for me. I am in a space where financially and emotionally and physically and all the things, I can actually go hang out with my mom every month for a week in Kansas. And everything at my home is taken care of, including my dogs, Michael, he takes care of everything. So what happened was there were 3 months in a row, I'd say last year around Christmas time, when I actually got sick. You know, I got the lung stuff, the coughing and the congestion. I felt like shit. It was like, I call it like the worst flu I've ever had. And so that happened for 3 months in a row. And when I got home after that third trip of being sick, weird stuff started happening. I was having heart palpitations, like 50 to 100 per day. And they were so significant, I would actually cough. They would make me cough. And I said, Mike, there's something going on with my heart. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I would have massive nosebleeds just out of the blue. Just weird stuff. So I put it out, right, to the universe, which I don't believe is some big universe out there. I believe it's actually us, our consciousness. We're putting it out to us to answer the question. Just be open to that. We are the ones with the answers. And it's our higher selves answering our calls. I just want you to think about that. Because I've really learned that, wow, I think this whole time I have been guiding myself to get through all of this. This higher self, not in some other realm or timeline. My higher self is watching over me. So when I put it out there that I need something in my heart, I got to have something to help me out. Well, the next thing I learn about WAVWATCH. It shows up the next day I think I was watching a YouTube video, and it showed up on my YouTube video as an ad. I don't remember where it showed up. I'm just giving that as an example, as a possibility. And it was, frequencies. You program your watch to hear these frequencies go through your body, and there's 1,100 frequencies. And I'm going, and I knew at that moment, just like I did with ASEA, this is my answer for my next step. This is my next step. So I ordered myself a WAVWATCH, but I also ordered one for my mother. All right, because I was like, okay, we got to amp it up here. She's still getting shots. By the way, I want to make sure that anyone hearing this, you or your loved ones who are getting shots or did and you have adverse reactions, there is hope. Because my mother is 86 and she has reversed so much, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Even the meds that she's not even taking anymore. I ordered the WAVWATCH for my mom and for myself. I had my WAVWATCH, it showed up. I had it on for 2 days. I ran the sequence for heart. There's like, I'm trying to think, there's 2, 3, 4. I don't have it pulled up on my watch right now. It's running right now. On breast care, and I'm going to get to that, why I have it on breast care. 2 days, my heart palpitations stopped, and they have never, ever come back. I'm talking 50 to 100 per day. So I'm running my WAVWATCH on, after my heart palpitations disappeared, then I just started running it on immune support, all the immunity stuff, because I'm still traveling to see my mom constantly. And I'm telling my mom, put yours on brain support. Because everything right now, her brain, she needs to recover the brain activity, the cognition, all the stuff. So she's running it on brain support. And she's like, well, what about this? I go, no, put it on brain support right now. Right? I was bossing her around. And so she did. She'd go to bed with it on. She'd wake up. She'd, charge it for a while. And then, because these watches last like 18 hours. You put on some kind of sequence or one program and repeat it. And it's just going to continue for 18 hours. So it's going to work on her brain for 18 hours. It's going to work on my breast for 18 hours, whatever the case may be. So my mom, amazingly, everything starts reversing very quickly. She's not showing dementia anymore. She used to forget to feed her damn dog. That's how bad it was. She's had this dog forever. Everything's reversing, right? So at the same time, this is all improving for my mom. I'm witnessing miracles for my mom. Then last month, I found a lump in my breast. I knew that I was going to find a lump in my breast a week before I found it. I can't explain how these intuitive hits happen. They just happen, whether you know it or you see it like a movie. But I knew I was going to find one. Now, I put that on the shelf. I didn't think about it, nothing else. A week later, for whatever reason, well, there was a reason, I felt a very sharp pain in my left breast. And I was like, oh, I had this like aha moment. Wait a minute. I think I saw this coming. At the same time, I was seeing in my head a friend and past client who died of, well, she had bone cancer, and I think it was everywhere in her entire body when she passed. It was, and I went and sat with her and did a meditation with her towards the end. The family said really helped her just not be fearful of death. And so I started seeing her, and I was like, oh, God, no, I don't want to see you. And I'm like, that's not what this is going to be. Because I think this is the subconscious, the fear-based programming that we have been forced into, that this is some kind of death sentence, or I got to do this, all this or that, and I'm going to die, or I have to, anyway. So I can't remember. I'm trying to think if I was in bed or in the shower. I have no idea. I can't remember. But all I know is that, oh shit, I found it. Now, when I found it, this lump, it was as big as 2 50-cent pieces together. If you pull them halfway, like an oval, it was that big. And I don't know. I was going to say I was shocked. I was, because it was actually there. But then at that moment, a switch went off. And I just heard this voice saying, Whatever you decide from this moment on is what will happen. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. And I know the power of the mind. I know the power of the mind, and we've been programmed to fail. We've been programmed to run to, get all these things done. And I'm going to say this. I am not giving you any medical advice, period. I am only sharing what I did and what happened, what the outcome was. All right, so I have this lump in my left breast, and it's big, and it hurts. I mean, it's hurting. I can't lay on my stomach because it hurts, all the things. And I just sat with it. I meditated. I was like, all right, what do we do about this? That's always what I do. What do we do about this? And what I got was drink a Sia. That's the stuff I've been drinking, the blue bottle. I'm going to drink a bottle of that a day. I'm going to take the Redox gel. That's the new gel they came out with. I'm going to rub it all over my breast and in my armpits where the adrenal glands are. I'm going to put my WAVWATCH on the breast sequence, which is 4 hours worth of. That's going to run constantly. And I'm going to only envision that it is not there. It is shrinking. I could only envision that it was either shrinking or it was gone. I also got that it would be gone in 1 month. Now, here's the thing. Most people can't even believe that could happen in 1 month. I'm thinking it could have happened in a day. But for whatever reason, I got that it would be 1 month. Today is 1 month. I can't find it. It is not there. I do have to say that, when I found it, guys, I deal with the fear too sometimes. It'll rear up like, oh shit, I got to make sure my mom's taken care of. I got to make sure these things are in place, which I did. I told 3 people. And I only told 3 people because I told them, they know me. I said, you are not allowed to look at me with pity or, fear or anything. I am beating this. This is not going to happen for me. And so the only reason I'm telling you is that if something did, that you would carry on and take care of mom and take care of stuff, but you are not allowed to feel sorry for me. Michael was one of them. But here's the thing. I found the lump and I wanted to tell him that day, but I couldn't because anytime we were around each other, if I thought about telling him, I would get choked up and start tearing up. And I was like, hell no. There can be no emotion connected to me telling him, or else I am involved in the fear, which means this could overtake me. Guys, we are programmed to fear everything. Everything. Including a lump in the damn breast. I don't know what it was. I didn't get it checked out. I will never ever go to a fucking doctor ever. Because I know the power of my mind. And if they tell me something, I have to do something, then I'm going to have to fight that too. But I was like, no. I'm going to tune in and ask Source what I need to do about this. Not a fucking doctor. Source will always show me the way. It's like, Julia, stay connected with me. We've got this. If you try to do it alone, that's when things get fucked up. That's when you're seeking answers outside of yourself. And I know some people would say, well, ASEA is outside of yourself. WAVWATCH is outside of yourself. I'm going to debate that because these are things that were created that actually support the avatar that we are in, this human body. Those things that I am connected to now, which I am avidly, speaking about, those are made from man who I believe has been guided by Source, not the medical community who is driven by greed. Some people might say, well, how did you attract this? You're law of attraction coach. Because I had to. Because I had to understand the power that I held. The power of not following the masses, of not going with mainstream, and knowing that Not only could I get rid of this lump, which I don't even know what the fuck it is, but it could be gone in 1 month. During this time, these past 4 weeks, I had to also remain in faith. And my mother, who continues to improve after multiple shots, is showing me the miracles that can occur because she is avidly drinking her ASEA. Almost a bottle a day, just like I was. She's still doing it. She's using her watch constantly. She has now weaned herself off of, they had her on Xanax, like 3 pills a day. Good God, that's crazy. She no more, she doesn't have diabetes any longer. She is off of her diabetes medicine. She's 86. She's been on diabetes medicine for probably 30 years. No more. She also has weaned herself off the medication for neuropathy. I mean, it's amazing. So many people are out there preaching that, we can heal ourselves, and I was one of them. I believe that, and I still do. But as I'm learning more and more of what's going on in this realm, in this false reality, this hijacked reality that we have controllers and, evil beings that want to weaken us. And on that note, I want to add that one way that they control us is through emotions. I'm going to be sharing something I came across that it's like I'm in guided to things that I have to start sharing about how cancer treatments are a ritual. I would really encourage you to stay tuned because I'm going to actually show you, you'll hear in the actual episode, the background music, how they're chanting it's a ritual. Something that many aren't aware of is that they control us through music. Pay attention when you're watching something now, from this moment forward, of when something happens and it tugs at your heart, right? And there's going to be song or music that starts. Something's going to happen. And it's actually amplifying that emotional tragedy. It's like the other day I was watching Grey's Anatomy, just this last episode. I still watch them, even though I know it's all bullshit and an act. I'm still sucked into that damn show. But if you watch Grey's Anatomy, finally Joe and Link get together, which we've all been like, yay, whatever, yes, it's going to happen. And this last episode, he's in a room that explodes. So this is what happens. We get on a high that this is the way life's supposed to be, and then bam, it blows up in your face. This is the conditioning, okay? The programming. As adults, that's what they show us. You're happy. This is the life. It finally happened. Then bam, it's all going to be taken away in a second. What does that do to your energy? Right? Energy equals inner chi. All right. I'm not going to get on another tangent, but I was just waiting for today because I was told, shown, known. I knew it would be 1 month that lump would be gone. And today, Sunday, what is the date? I'm looking right now on my calendar. I have no light in here. Hold on. It is I still can't see. 22, 23, 24, 25th. I think it's the 25th, if I can see that right. Sunday the 25th of 2025. I'll be honest, on Friday, 2 days ago, I couldn't help it. I had to go look. I had to search, see is that lump still there? I was trying not to. In fact, two weeks into this, at the 2-week mark, I was visiting my mom. And I just had to check. My gosh, is it still there? Well, it was, but it was half the size of what it started to be. And so today I am celebrating. It has been 1 month and that lump is no longer there. I do not need to go find out if it's gone. I don't need a diagnosis. I don't need a doctor to tell me any shit. I know that lump should not be in my boob, and I'm going to take care of it. Again, this is no medical advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I did. Everything is energy and intention. I knew it would be gone in 1 month, and it is gone. I trust what I get for myself and what I get for my individual clients. It is spot on, and I'm standing by it. There is always a way. There is always a choice. Let me remind you, the moment I found that lump, that is when the outcome was decided. What I did next determined everything. I'm sending so much love your way. God bless, and talk soon.